It's totally cool, dude. So, hey, late night recording sesh. Maybe we should do all of our podcasts at night and see what happens.
I don't know about all that. I'm not sure about that. So.
Well, sister, how was your weekend? How was your week since we last met?
I don't know.
It's been 7 days since my last confession to the podcast.
I am supposed to be starting to work for this attorney person he needs content for his website. And so, I spent 2 hours on the phone with him on Friday. And he was like, okay, well, be on the lookout for an email for an email from me, because he wants to design his website after the way another attorney's designed his website. Mm-hmm. So he's like, I have to figure out how many pages he has and, this and that and this and that. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But we still haven't even talked about the monetary part. And so I'm like.
By the monetary part, does that mean money?
Yes, money.
Okay, so do you want me to talk to him about your money?
No, he doesn't even know, I'm just waiting for him to email me so we can, finalize the agreement, because there's no agreement. I spent 2 hours on the phone talking to him, and he mostly was talking about, how to practice law, and I was just like.
I would, honestly, instead of waiting for him to send you an email, you need to go ahead and put together an email with what you pulled from that conversation and the services that you want to offer him, and put in a price so you can start moving forward. Because if you wait for him to put the ball in the court, sometimes these motherfuckers fall off and they forget. I know I do myself personally. So,
well, that was on Friday, so tomorrow's Monday, so we'll see what happens. I already have an email crafted, but he seems pretty serious about wanting to get his website up, because he's he's like a military attorney that never really practiced military law per se. He, is a criminal defense attorney, but he wants to start to focus on the military law part, because he's in San Diego, and, they have the largest military community in the country, and blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. Yeah. And he was like, I'm going to give you all this information. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But, he's just one of those people that's like, I want this and that and this and that. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, all right, cool. Mm-hmm, yeah. So, we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens, but if you don't get an email from him, I hope you're sending him a follow-up email to tell him what the next steps are if he can't do it himself. And sometimes people forget.
Yeah, so how was your weekend?
Corona's all about secret trips and not posting stuff online. That's what COVID's about. I was telling a friend, I was like, at the end of this, whenever that is, there should be a hashtag, what did you do during, COVID? Something like that, and just when everyone shares all their pictures that they're not posting on social, because it's weird right now. It's different. You can't just share that, hey, it's so awkward, and people just are really judgy. I know I'm judgy. I was like, oh, no, they didn't do this, and they didn't do that. But it's like, when we're doing things, we're taking the proper precautions, but we don't know that. It's like you're out in public with a bunch of people, you don't have a mask on, or you're in the backyard with somebody taking a picture, and you don't have a mask. But it's like, you don't know the situation. So it's no one's business at this time, because it's super awkward. So I think the social media and sharing world is going to change after this.
People put their business out regardless.
I know, but it's and I guess it shouldn't matter, but it's just, right now, it's just not a good time. And it's when you do something, it has to be super low-key. You can't have everybody come, and then people get their feelings hurt.
Well, if you were, out, literally, at a concert, and nobody's wearing masks.
Yeah.
Or, half the people are wearing masks and half aren't, and everybody's acting like it's like these idiots on the beach, in Florida. And then the people who thought it was okay to go to weddings, and people who thought it was okay to go to church, and then half the congregation and half the attendees came down with COVID, that's a problem. And you obviously are not doing right. But if you're like going, to visit a family member that's like one person, or like, it's not like a gigantic outing, then I don't know. I'm just like, I don't really care. I don't go on social media to look at what people are doing anyway, so I don't really give a shit about them sharing stuff. But if I find out that your ass was at a fucking convention and there was 300 people there, and then you're wondering why you're fucking sick because you didn't wear a mask and you didn't enforce other people to wear masks around you, then that's on you.
That's not what happened.
So,
I mean, other than that, I had a good week. One of my sunflowers just opened. Just now I saw it because I wasn't home. But I saw my sunflower. It's opened up. We went and got fish for the pond, Brandi. Remember we went to Pear Blossom?
Mm-hmm.
I got some water lilies, and I put that in the pond. Chickens, peppers. I got peppers coming in. I've got okra coming in. Such is life. Every day we do the same thing.
Seriously, I'm so tired of this year. Like, I'm just so tired of it. I really am. I just feel like this has been a garbage year. It's a garbage year. I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to be involved. I just don't want, I literally, like, if I could sleep for the rest of this year, I would. Okay? I would sleep.
If you could sleep for the rest of the year, you would.
Huh? I sure fucking would. Like, no problem. Just going to sleep and not waking up until next year. Or until the whole bullshit's over. Until the fucking election is over. Until this bullshit ass presidency is over. And then until this COVID, the whole thing, all of it, over with. Okay, I'll wake up.
Sleep is beauty.
Okay, where's Prince Philip to come kiss me awake? Because now it's time. That's what they did. They put the whole community to sleep until he woke her up.
Yeah.
Fuck that. There should be some fucking fairies flying around right now, sprinkling the world with fucking fairy dust, putting everybody to sleep until this shit is over.
I don't know if I want to sleep it away. I want to be involved in the decision.
I'm done. I'm checking out. I want
to be involved in the decision making. So I got an email from the middle school, and we got to go on Wednesday to pick up her laptop, and she has to go by herself into the school and get her laptop and with her mask and socially distant and sit and blah, blah, blah on a certain day and la, la, la. I'm just like, here we go. Because school is supposed to start next week.
Yeah.
10 days. The fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I still haven't even gotten Gracie's chickenpox vaccination. I'm like, why?
She ain't
gonna be in. Yeah, I got a letter about her vaccination. But I'm like, she's not gonna be in contact with any other kids. Like, so the fuck? Why are you worried about it right now? Anything, you should be worried about kids and COVID. Because that don't have a vaccine.
Oh my God. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. I thought, like, we were so modernized, like, the world. It's like, oh, here's a disease. Oh, we have a solution. But I should know, like, with AIDS and stuff, it took forever for that to get, like...
And there's still not a cure. There's just, there's management. And, I mean, the drugs are great. People live, to be 100 years old with HIV now. But at the time, when it first came out, people were dying, like... within weeks.
Yeah.
So...
Because they would, like, get sick and pneumonia and then...
And they had, the lesions and all that. And people were being stupid and, like, real fucking hostile toward people with HIV and AIDS and all that stuff. So, there was that. And then... But, like, okay, so... During the Obama administration, there was the swine flu. There was an Ebola outbreak. And there was the bird flu.
Okay.
But... Those were viruses and bacteria or whatever that had already, like, been around. Right. So they already knew how to treat the shit.
Okay.
But with the bird flu thing, or the avian flu thing, and the swine flu thing, people, again, were traveling across, to countries, and then it would pop up in another country or whatever. Mm-hmm. But again, it was contained. This is world fucking wide. Like, this is every single country has COVID-19 right now.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then we have an asshole in the office that's denying. First, he's denying that it's a pandemic, and then he's coming out and saying, well, I knew it would be. And then he's coming out saying, oh, no, it's fine. Oh, no, you don't have to wear masks. Oh, no, do that. Open up the communities. Open up the cities. And meanwhile, people are dying, and he's a fucking buffoon. So, Flora, Fauna, and Merriweather, I need you guys to fly your asses on over this world.
And
sprinkle everybody until somebody comes up with solutions for all the problems.
Sprinkle me, bitch. Sprinkle me.
Because I just can't.
Well, let's do something else. Let's talk about something else. I'm Sunny Hepburn.
And I'm Brandi Fleeks.
And this is Book of Lies. The podcast.
Yeah, it's bald bitches.
It's bald bitches.
I just scratched a scab on my shoulder and now I'm bleeding.
So, hello listeners. How y'all doing out there? Thank you for tuning in. To our new listeners, hello. You made a great choice. Thanks for listening. And to our existing listeners, y'all are making the best choice. Thank you. We love you. Thank you for your support.
The best choice.
The best choice. Thank you for listening. We love you guys so much. And if you aren't already, go ahead and connect with us on social at Book of Lies Pod on Twitter, Book of Lies Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. We have a group. And you can visit our website, bookofliespodcast.com. There's a blog. Check it out. Brandi has put some of her blood, sweat, and tears in there for us. So check it out. Brandi, what are we talking about?
Today we're going to talk about a man who just can't keep his fucking self out of trouble. His name is Harold Goldstein.
Harold Goldstein.
Harold Goldstein. Yeah, this guy, he's an interesting character for sure. Yeah, so this gentleman, he did a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of random ass things. So, he was raised in Louisiana, in New Orleans. He grew up in New Orleans. And he was one of 3 children of a person, a man, I guess, who sold Hanes underwear. That's pretty much, like, all we know about him on the internet. He went to LSU, Louisiana State University, and he moved to LA to work as a licensed commodities broker.
What year is this?
1971. Well, I don't know when he graduated, but in 1971 he started a company called Goldstein Samuelson Inc.
Okay.
And they sold options on unregulated commodities like silver, gold, sugar, coffee, commodities, stuff like that. When in his commodities business, he told customers that the company, Goldstein Samuelson Inc., represented, or he told the customers that it was hedging its options, writing business by actual trading in commodities. When the firm was not actually trading in anything, it was a Ponzi scheme.
Oh, great. We love a good Ponzi scheme.
It was a Ponzi scheme. He wasn't fucking trading anything, and of course he was using the money from his original investors. Mm-hmm. He was putting that in offshore accounts in Switzerland, Swiss offshore accounts, and taking the money from the new clients and paying,
Peter.
Right.
To pay Paul.
So,
robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul, pretty much. He was pulling a Bernie. But this was before Bernie.
Oh, this was before Bernie.
This was before Bernie. And, of course, the SEC got onto him. Mm-hmm. And they fucking sued him. They sued him. So in November 1972, the SEC sued his company for fraudulent misrepresentations and omissions in the sale of some options. meaning you're lying, you're not trading shit, you're not investing in anything. This money is basically being funneled to accounts, your accounts, and your fucking customers are being fucking robbed. So he had 13,000 customers by this time.
What?
Yeah, the company blew the fuck up. Like, it's in LA, so, you know, most of these companies are in New York. This one was in LA, and it's the 70s.
Super boutique.
And he amassed 13,000 customers and managed to steal $45 million in that year from all of those companies in that year, yeah.
Shit.
Because it was from 1971 to 1972. In November 1972 was when he got caught. And the SEC came in and was like, okay, you're in trouble.
Get out of here. You're in trouble.
So they, the lawsuit was settled, and the company was placed in receivership, which means that, like, there's an attorney that basically does all the business, the financial aspects of the company, but the company's not allowed to operate anymore. So any operating costs are taken care of by the receiver.
Okay.
Then they sold the company. Well, they filed bankruptcy, So it was placed in receivership in February 1973, and then the company filed for bankruptcy. It says customers' losses were estimated at up to $70 million. But there's a confirmed $45 million for sure that was taken.
I wonder what they do with the money, though. Like,
he had to be funding a lifestyle, but the guy, okay, so, hold on. This story gets crazy. This man has problems. So he funneled the money into a Swiss bank account. And then in May 1973, he was charged with 15 counts of mail fraud and 1 count of perjury. Because, of course, he lied on the stand about, you know, his dealings or whatever. So the next, you know, in May, after the company filed for bankruptcy, 2 months later, he gets fucking charged.
Okay.
He pleaded guilty to 3 counts of mail fraud, and in March 1974, he was sentenced to 18 months in prison.
For the mail fraud.
Uh-huh. The mail fraud had to, you know, to do with this Ponzi scheme, but yeah. I guess maybe
those were the charges that he got.
Right. He gets out of prison and goes, I guess, to Atlanta and starts doing bullshit over there. Starts another fucking company.
I can just go to a different state and do something different.
Yeah, and starts fucking around over there. It's weird. Like, I'm like, what is going on with this man? He just kept doing stuff. Like, he just kept doing shit. So
he's a pathological liar, I guess.
Right.
He's like, how else am I going to get your money?
He, I guess, like, in 1973, Forbes had interviewed him. The Forbes magazine interviewed him. And he told them, Goldstein Samuelson will not be remembered as a fraud, but as an amazing promotion. We jammed 18 years of growth into 18 months. All I needed was 10 more days, and I would have gotten out with $3 million.
10 more days, huh?
Mm-hmm. So he admitted that he basically was fucking these people over. Also, Goldstein Samuelson, he threw in the last name Samuelson, I guess, to make the firm sound more prestigious. There was no other person. It was just him. Just him. But he incorporated as Goldstein Samuelson Inc. So, who knows what the hell was going through his brain there. So he gets out, after his 18 months, he gets out of prison, goes to Atlanta, starts some more fuckery over there. Again, he was trying to fuck people over, talking about... you're going to invest in this gold. I have this gold. There's this gold. You're going to invest in this gold.
Where do these people get these ideas from? Like, where do you...
Well...
Is there a big book of scams? I need to know. I bet you there is, like, some pamphlets, some writers, some people who are just about scamming, and they've put it in
this guy, like, he admits that that's how his brain works. All he does is turn over how to fuck people over in his mind.
Okay.
So he's in jail thinking of ways to come up with, when he gets out, ways to basically make a whole bunch of money in a little bit of time, but fucking over people. He's not really...
a good person?
I don't know. So, okay. So... The second time, the judge is like, I'm going to sentence you, I think it was like 30 days or some amount. I don't. Where is that?
For the gold scam?
For this scam, but you need to be mentally evaluated.
Okay.
So you're gonna undergo some mental evaluation. I think it was 90 days. He was like sentenced for 90 days, and they were like, while you're there,
days.
you're gonna be undergoing some evaluation. But he wasn't deemed incompetent to stand trial. So yeah, this gold venture, basically he managed to get $1 million out of people. $1 million in 1976. And he pleaded guilty for, again, another 15 counts of mail fraud for this gold investment venture.
How is it mail fraud when they're just mailing him money and it's fraudulent, or he's sending checks?
He's basically sending people statements in the mail. They get a statement.
Interesting.
Jan Lawan, was he mailing statements?
Yellow. Jan
Lawan.
Hey guys, new listeners, check out the Polka King. The Polka King. Mm-hmm. We did an episode on the Polka King.
So that was in 1976 when he pleaded guilty to the fucking 15 counts of mail fraud for gold investment venture that was fake. $1 million out of people. 1980. He, again, starts some stupid shit, and he gets investigated for selling gasoline futures now.
The fuck is a gasoline future?
Basically, like, it's a stock in gasoline, and I don't know how futures work, but I think what it is that you're basically investing that the future value of this gas, that's how stocks work. The future value of the gas will be more than it is and you're going to make a profit on your original investment.
Any way to make a buck, these people.
So they dropped those charges 3 years later because he went to prison on some more fuckery. Now he goes,
Hi, this is Mouse.
I'm Weens.
We have the Mouse and Weens podcast. I'm the mom that lives in suburbia with 3 kids.
I'm Balone.
She's the hot Hollywood
Cat lady.
And we have a fun podcast where we talk about life, love, and
Loneliness.
pubic hair. Come on.
Sorry.
We hope you come take a listen to us. We're on all the platforms, and we will see you soon.
I have PMS.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, so he fucking started some bullshit again after he already got convicted again of 15 fucking counts of mail fraud.
So every time he gets hit, he gets 15 counts of mail fraud.
No, those 2 times.
Okay.
He got 15 counts of mail fraud.
I wonder why it's 15.
Because they can't prove more? I don't know. Because people have to, somebody has to report him.
Okay.
For this to happen. And if you only get 15 people saying, yeah, and the others are like, no, because they're embarrassed or whatever, then 15 counts.
I see why people are like, don't trust them. Like, don't trust people. Like, because...
Don't trust which people?
Any people. Like, just don't fucking trust people. Give them the Nana Noodle eye. You don't have any money, do you? You want some money? And it's because people always want your fucking paper. I don't understand.
And if you're going to give it to them, they'll take it.
Oh.
But you're promising me millions of dollars in returns. I'm giving you my $1 million or $50,000
or however,
and you're gonna bounce and not give me my money back. Then we have a problem.
It's a problem.
So
I won. Give me my money.
Yeah. So the company about with the phony gas futures was called Co-Petro Marketing Group, and they sold phony gas futures. And so. He went to jail. Actually, no, he didn't go to jail with that one because he got sentenced for another crime. Okay. And so they dropped those charges because he was, again, in trouble with the fucking law.
And he's a garbage person, obviously.
So that was a federal court in Atlanta with the gold, and then the drop charges on the gasoline futures. Okay, so, that was in 1960. 1980.
Okay, I was like, did he go back in time?
No, 1980 was the gas thing. And then he goes to jail in 1983, sentenced to 10 years in prison for being involved in that loan fraud thing that I was talking about, where he, was trying to get small businesses to fucking get these loans. Well, he gets out of fucking prison and somehow manages. You remember the company Esprit?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's based in San Francisco. It's Esprit de Corp. And in 1987, he fucking defrauds them out of $903,000.
$903,000. That's damn near $1 million.
Yeah, basically. Almost $1 million. Mm-hmm.
How did he get him?
It doesn't say what he did to defraud this company, but I'm guessing it involved loans or some fucking bullshit. So he goes to prison again. He's arrested again. Cool, whatever. Well, in the 90s, he fucking starts his bullshit again. And
he's relentless. Just bullshit.
His brain he thinks about like cons. That's all he does while he's in jail is thinks of like cons. In the 90s, he comes out of fucking prison, out of jail, gets involved in a phony certificate of deposit scam. Goes back to prison for 30 months. 30 whole months. Right?
I think he's meeting a bunch of criminals in prison, and they're like, "Ooh, you should try this."
Oh, okay. So listen to this, right? So while he's in prison, he gets involved in basically becoming a jailhouse lawyer. People that they learn the law so they can help other prisoners like beat their cases.
Yeah.
He was helping people like fight immigration cases, deportation cases.
Okay.
And so he's in prison studying the law. But not becoming a lawyer, just studying the law.
Okay.
Well, he gets out on his 30-month sentence, goes back in 2003. I'm sorry, he gets arrested again in 2003.
How old is this man right now?
He's in his 60s, I think. In 2003, he was arrested and convicted. Well, he was convicted later, but he was arrested in 2003 for impersonating an attorney.
So he went to court on someone's behalf or something?
6 people.
Oh,
yeah.
And he got him off?
I don't know. It didn't say what I guess the cases were in progress. I don't know. Or maybe he did. They said that. Well, I'll get there. So he was arrested. He was sentenced to 12 years and he served 4 years for that for the first time.
For impersonating a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. So in 2009, he did it again. He violated the terms of his parole by impersonating a fucking attorney again in 2009. When he was in prison, he said he began helping inmates appeal their sentences or get retrials. And he was working as a jailhouse lawyer, and it made him happy. Like, I guess he was helping people. It made him happy. Or maybe it was the sense of power that he had because he could help people. I don't know. Like what it was, but he said, if I'd screw up a case, they'd beat me up. So he didn't get beat up. Meaning he did, he was doing a good fucking job, apparently. So once he got out, he started hatching a plan to practice the law. But he didn't fucking take the bar. He was just practicing law. So he got out, opened up an office, put out an ad for another attorney and a legal assistant, and hired people to work with him as an attorney, and he was practicing law. Like, actually fucking practicing law. He was practicing under the name of David Goldstein, who is an attorney in Northern California. He was using his bar number to practice law. So people were hiring him. He got caught because he tried to hire somebody, and they were looking up, how you look up your due diligence. Right. Yeah. They're like trying to find him in like the legal index. They couldn't fucking find him. They found David Goldstein, and that's whose number he was using. So she called the fucking police. Wow. She was like, "I'm calling the police." I'm calling the police.
What a dick! I mean, okay. Devil's advocate here. Mm-hmm. He's trying to help criminals get a fair case, I guess.
I don't think they're criminals, though.
In jail. that's how it came about. And now he's set up shop. He's practicing law. Who knows what kind of law he's attempting to
in
practice.
Corona Del Mar, there's a place where there's money.
He's probably just collecting retainers.
In Orange County. Well, but no, he appears in court. He appeared on behalf of like 6 people.
That's hilarious.
So he established a firm that eventually employed 12 people and specialized in helping immigrants avoid deportation. And no, he never took the fucking bar. That was 1988 when he like, after he got out and was like, I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to practice law anyway. And so he moved down there.
I'm a lawyer.
Opened up shop, had 12 people fucking working for him. So in 2003, he was arrested for that. So it took them from 1988 to 2003. He practiced law with no fucking license.
So how long was it?
From 1988 to 2003. No license, and he's practicing law.
Oh, God. Like 12 years, man. Like, that's so stupid. And they didn't catch him.
They did not catch him. The only reason that he got caught was because of a person looking for a job was, like, trying to find, research him to make sure, I guess, that she was working for somebody who could hire her. I don't know.
And she found out she wasn't working.
And she called the authorities.
I'm calling the police.
So he served, he was sentenced to, 9 years, I said? To 12 years. So he only served 4. Because, I mean, that is a non-violent crime.
But it's deception.
It is. It is very much deception. So he did that 4 years. He got out of fucking jail in May 1st of 2009. And that's when he started the shit again. And a month later, he went back to jail because he was trying to practice law again.
Why not just take the bar, bro?
I don't think you can. Can you be a convicted felon and take the bar?
Oh, I don't know.
Because this man has been convicted of felonies, like multiple felonies.
Girl, I don't know what the rules are to be a lawyer.
I mean, actually, there's attorneys. They get disbarred, though. Once you go to prison, you get disbarred. So I don't think they're going to let you take the bar.
Well, if he never had it and was never disbarred, then he can technically obtain one, right?
I don't know what the rules are for taking the bar.
Nor do I.
As far as your criminal background, criminal history.
Should we phone a friend?
Become lawyers. Oh, she called the FBI.
Oh, good for her.
Okay.
So California and North Carolina told the ABA Commission that only crimes involving moral turpitude would keep an ex-convict from becoming a lawyer. Listed conviction for Tennessee felonies such as selling drugs, shoplifting, petty larceny as a bar to be benoming a lawyer.
Becoming. That's a typo.
Oh, I was like, what is benoming? What states can you be a lawyer with a felony? Short answer is yes. A convicted felon can become licensed to practice law.
Okay.
Though not in all states.
Mm-hmm.
As of 2015, only 3 states and 1 territory outright ban convicted felons from becoming lawyers. And that's Kansas, Mississippi, Texas, and the North Mariana Islands. Where the fuck that is.
Okay, so apparently he could... Well, okay, what state was it about moral turpitude?
That was California and...
Because I have a feeling that swindling people out of millions of dollars is moral turpitude.
California and North Carolina.
Ugh, all right.
Only crimes involving moral turpitude would keep an ex-convict from becoming a lawyer. So I guess not in California. I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't... I mean, that's the thing. Like, moral turpitude is dependent on the person who's judging what...
Yep.
So you could say being a drug dealer is, and I could say it's not. Or, because, like, if you're convicted of possessing drugs, you're not necessarily a drug dealer, even though they try to get you on fucking intent to sell with the amount of drugs that you have.
It's not the amount, it's how it's packaged.
I thought it was the amount. Like, if it's over, like with cocaine, if it's over, if you have 15 grams of coke on you, you're trying to sell it. That's what they think.
Wow. I know that I can have like a pound of weed on me.
Not weed. I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking about
cocaine.
Because there's personal use and then there's intent to sell. And they try to get people on intent to sell if it's over a certain amount.
My ex had bags of weed in his pocket, bagged up to sell. And they were like, per bag, you're in trouble. But if it wasn't bagged up, like if it was my own personal weed. And
it was just in a box?
In a bag, it doesn't matter. But as long as it's not bagged up, that's
individual bags.
Ready to push it.
So if it's a pound, that's just in a bag. It's just a pound in a bag.
Like, that's mine.
That's for my personal use.
I'm smoke it.
You're gonna smoke this whole pound. Oh, you didn't watch Queen of the South?
Not yet.
There's an episode where they're in like Bolivia, and this fucking bitch Bolivian cop makes her snort like 3 grams of fucking coke.
Oh my god.
She divides up these big ass fucking lines. I was like, that will kill a horse. She freaking she's like, go ahead, we're here to party. And she does it, she makes her snort one. And then she does another one, the same fucking size, a huge ass rail, makes her snort that, and then makes her snort that or she's gonna shoot her. And like the people, that she's with are like, holy fuck, she's about to die. Like, we need to get her out of here and get her like to a hospital or get her some fucking epi or something. Cause this bitch just like forces her to do 3 big ass fucking lines of coke. It was awful. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die.
You're gonna die.
But no. So, okay, I guess if he had taken the bar, maybe he would have become an actual lawyer, but he didn't, and so he went to jail.
Jail time!
He said, well, while I'm in here, I can help people, and I'm not worried about, as long as I'm doing this, I'm not worried about, cooking up scams. So he figures that, I'm in jail, I'm in prison, I can't screw people out of things, and I can actually help people while I'm here, being, a jailhouse lawyer. But that's how his mind works. Like, he just thinks of scams, and I guess this was a way to turn that around. But again, you're not fucking, you stole somebody's bar number and you're using that to practice law. And like,
that's a dick move. That's a dick move.
So either way, he just, he's old, like this old freaking gray-haired Jewish man,
I want to see his picture. He looks like he ain't got nothing better to do except con somebody.
So yeah, that's him. He's not exactly. He had a daughter. He had a wife. Actually, a couple of ex-wives, apparently. A daughter and a sister, and they all, like, shunned him.
They don't fuck with him?
No.
We don't fuck with you.
They don't fuck with him, so he doesn't have any, family that he can lean on. So I guess being a jailhouse attorney, as they call it, suits him. It's what's good for him. But that was in 2009 that he got arrested, so I don't know if he's still in prison or not, because that was 11 years ago.
How did this guy get on your radar?
I was just looking up fraudsters, and I was like, he did what? Because, like, instead of, like, he didn't just do one thing. He just kept going back to doing fraud and trying to change the fraud a little bit and then getting arrested. And then now you're practicing law, like, you're a non-attorney trying to practice law, and so you get arrested again. What's wrong with your brain? Like, why are you... So I was like... This is weird. Like, it's a weird, like, one of those weird news stories, Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let's talk about this guy, because I've never heard of somebody who continued to do the crime that got you arrested the first time.
Right, but the thing is, like, depending, like...
white collar crimes. They're not even violent crimes.
Exactly, because I'm saying, like, he keeps going to jail. If this was some black people, they'd be like, 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
Like, you're in jail for life. Bye.
Yeah.
Work for me, slave. Go and sew some shit and make phone calls. I don't fucking know what they do in jail. I don't know what they make them do. I don't know. But that's interesting. He's I don't know, man. Just stay away from me. Like, don't call me. Don't write. Keep my name out of your mouth. Yeah. So, from what you know, he might still be in jail.
I couldn't find any, like, follow-up information. They wrote a book about him. Oh, the fucking SEC adopted, they enacted an act and made a law because of him, because of what he did with the Goldstein and Samuelson company.
Ponzi scheme?
Yeah, the The company was placed. Where is that? They wrote a book called A Financial History of the United States by the former governor, securities attorney Jerry Markham. He wrote that Goldstein was the brains behind this operation, and there was no Samuelson that was ever found. His capital consists. Yes, he started that company with $800 and bilked people out of it. Estimated $70 million, but $45 million confirmed dollars.
That's insane.
And an American Express card.
Look at this guy. I got a fraudster just followed me on Instagram. I'm Dave Johnson, the Power Lottery winner of 2019. I'm here giving away $30,000 to my followers and picking randomly till I get 5,000 followers.
Yeah, I got one of those on TikTok.
Fuck off.
And it was like 3 different people that were winners. I was like, you're a dumb. So his fraud was a major factor in the passage of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission Act of 1974, which created the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. So they started a whole fucking commission because of what he did. Commodity futures trading.
That's hilarious. Somebody had to make it start.
They were like, oh, wait, this is too easy.
Okay, this is too easy. People were just easily snatching up people's cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
Just giving it away. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's Harold Goldstein.
Crazy.
That's funny.
I was just like, what? This guy won't stop.
Some people are just born bad, you know? And his brain just twirls
Yeah, he just like
to just rob people.
thinks of ways basically to make a bunch of money real quick, but he gets caught. Like, you're not even good at it.
No.
You keep getting caught.
Good.
He took a year. He amassed $45 million in a year for the company, and he was like, oh, I just needed 10 more days and I would have had $3 million. Like, what? What are you talking about?
It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. All right, you have a thumbs up?
The world is a turd. I don't have a thumbs up. Man, it's this. I mean, honestly, this turd of a year, this whole dumpster fire, where somebody just tossed some shit on it, set it on fire. It just keeps getting worse and worse. And like all these assholes out here being Karens and Chads and
oh my gosh,
fucking with people.
Let me just talk about Karen. People, slow down. Okay, if I'm like, oh my god, what a Karen. I'm not saying it's a white person. Anybody can be a Karen. You can be blue, black, orange, whatever. If you're acting like a bitch and you're out of line and you're acting real cunty to people, you're acting like a Karen. Okay? I saw some posts and like white people or white women.
The ones that are named Karen or just...
They're like, Karen's like the N-word.
No, it isn't. Okay. I keep hearing that too, and I keep seeing it too, and I'm tired of it. I hate to break it to you, Karen, but it is nothing like the N-word, because the N-word was created by white people to oppress black people, to make them feel less than, to make the freaking white people feel superior to black people. Karen is somebody's name who was probably a bitch to begin with, and then we just adopted the term for everybody. I'll call you Sharon, I'll call you Susan. Okay. I don't really care. Karen, Sharon, Susan.
Listen.
You're an asshole.
This dude was like, I have an Aunt Karen. I don't have an Aunt Nigger.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Like, it's not even the same
Not
thing
even close.
at all. So
they're getting their feelings hurt because they're Karens.
Fall back.
Karen, the ones that are getting their feelings hurt are the Karens.
And we're not saying, like, people like, oh, you're targeting white women, strong. And it's like, no.
You're being an asshole.
You could be white, you could be Mexican, you could be Spanish, you could be Indian. You could be a Karen.
Yes.
Okay? So it's a mindset, bitch. That's what it is.
And you have it. You obviously have it because you think we're talking about you. And if you think I'm talking about you, then you probably are Karen.
Exactly.
Because Karens think everything's about them.
And it's not about you, boo-boo. Girl, it ain't about you.
So you can step on out of that fucking mindset right now.
And leave
Karen.
Leave people alone.
I bet you one thing. If you were... in the middle of a store and somebody said, Karen, you ain't gonna freaking throw some hands, but I promise you, you throw the N-word to somebody and they gonna throw some hands. So Karen, you want to step to that? Karen?
At me, Karen. At me.
Please at me. Please.
Brenley. You want to say hi? Come here. Come count. Count. 1, 2,
3,
4.
5.
The podcast bunker's not ready. But join us on Patreon and maybe it will be ready. Okay?
Maybe we can get that going.
Yeah. So join us on Patreon. Karen, have a seat. Anything else you
Have several seats, Karen. I don't have a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, you said this place is a turd.
And the world's a turd.
It's a turd.
I mean, honestly.
I don't know, I'm distracted. So I'm Sunny Hepburn.
And I'm Brandi Fleek.
And I'm Kendall Fleeks.
And this is
The Book of Lies podcast.
I'm Sunny Hepburn.
And I'm Brandi Fleeks.
And this was
Book of Lies.
Book of Lies.
the podcast.
Book of Lies.
Let's bolt, bitches.